Good morning, grade 10. How are you today? Today, inshallah, we will continue talking about passive. Okay, passive form. It is found in your student book, page 98. We discussed the present simple and passive voice, the past simple, present continuous, and today, inshallah, we will continue talking about the future form or the future passive. As we said, each tense has its own structure, and in the passive form as well as in the active form. The future passive, you all know that in future passive we should have, or in future in itself, we should have subject plus will plus modal plus verb 1. And by saying will here, I'm talking about other modal verbs. Modal verbs, you can mention can. Okay, if I'm talking about the future, should. Okay, will, can, should, shall, may, might, and any other modal verbs. And then you add verb 1 base form. Now, what is the rule of future passive? As usual, you should have the object at the beginning of the sentence. Will, okay, either you use will, can, should, must, shall, may, might, any modal verb that is actually found in the active sentence. And then be, and then verb 3. Again, object, will, and all the modal verbs that may be found in the active sentence, such as must. You may have must, you may have should, you may have can, you may have will, and then be, and then verb 3. Verb 3. Okay? Now, let's look at this sentence. This is an active sentence. The same person will win the prize next year. The same person will win the prize next year. This is a future sentence. Why? We have the structure will plus verb 1 and the keyword next year. Next year. So this indicates that this is a future sentence. Now, what do we actually pay attention to in the future passive is the object. The same person will win the prize. So the prize here is the object. The prize. And then you put will, okay, according to the rule, and then be, and then verb 3 from win. Win, won. So the prize will be won by the same person next year. The prize will be won by the same person next year. Okay, let's look at another sentence. A student will meet the visiting professor. A student will meet the visiting professor. Now, where is the object? The visiting professor. Okay, this is the object. Okay, and then you add will, and will already موجودة بالactive sentence. The visiting professor will be, and then verb 3 from meet is what? Met. The visiting professor will be met by a student. Now, in this sentence we have can, not will. It's the same idea. You put it and then put be and then verb 3. Geologists, those who study earth, earthquake, and volcanoes, can see forest fires from space. Geologists can see forest fires from space. Now, what do we have to do is to look for the object. Forest fires. This is the object. Put it here. Forest fires. Okay, what is the modal verb? It's can. Forest fires can, according to the rule, and then be, and then verb 3. Can be seen from space by geologists. Forest fires can be seen from space by geologists. Okay, let's look at this sentence. This is another sentence, and actually we use the modal verb can, but in the negative form. Geologists' devices can't see volcanoes' eruptions easily. Geologists' devices, tools, can't see volcanic eruptions easily. You look at the object, volcanic eruptions. Okay? Sorry. Volcanic eruptions. Okay. What is the modal verb? Can't. You put it as it is. Can't. And then you add be according to the rule. Volcanic eruptions cannot be easily seen or cannot be seen easily. And verb 3 from C is what? Seen. Volcanic eruptions can't be easily seen by geologist devices. Or volcanic eruptions can't be seen easily by geologist devices. Please write the sentences in your notebook because they are very important. Okay. We still have another tense, which is the passive in present perfect. Passive in present perfect. And let me remind you of the rule of the present perfect in active voice. Subject plus have, has, plus verb 3. Subject, has, have, verb 3. Okay. Now, if you look at the rule of the present perfect in the passive voice, هاي الرول للpresent perfect in the passive voice, its object as usual has or have نفسهم. ما تحطوا لي had, has or have، لأنه لسه I'm talking about present perfect. نفس الشيء بس in the passive voice. So object has and have. What do we add? Been. لأنه دائما بعد has or have I should have verb 3 from be, which is been, and then verb 3. So object has or have been plus verb 3. بالfuture كان عنا object will, would, can, could, shall, should زائد be, will be, and then verb 3. بينما بالpresent perfect الverb to be بتحول لبين لأنه already إجا قبله has and have. So object has, have, been plus verb 3. Okay, let's look at the sentence. My brother has broken the window. This is a present perfect لأن عندي has و broken the window. Now what do I really care about? I do care about the object, the window. The window now is singular, so we put has. The window has and then been and then broken. The window has been broken by my brother. You just follow the rule. Scientists have predicted many volcanoes. Scientists have predicted many volcanoes. Have predicted. Now, many volcanoes, it's the object. We put it here, many volcanoes. Okay. And then you use have, because it's plural, have been predicted. Many volcanoes have been predicted by scientists. Now, go to your student book. Let's do exercise 2 together. I need you to focus in this exercise. It's page 98. 98. Please pay attention to this exercise. It's very important. Now here, actually, complete the sentences with the correct passive form of the verbs given. The sentence is already in the passive form, but you need to write the correct form of the verb. Okay, يعني for example if the sentence talks about past, you should add were or was before the main verb and you change it into past participle verb 3. Let's look at the first sentence. Whole cities and towns, this is the object, like Pompeii, destroyed by volcanoes. هلا هون how do I know that this is simple past or a past sentence? It's the atmosphere of the sentence. يعني هذا الأكشن happened in the past. It happened in the past. Fine. And who's responsible for this action? Volcanoes. We are not interested in volcanoes. We are interested in the object. We want to say that the cities and towns in Pompeii, what happened to them in the past, were destroyed by volcano. هنا الاتموسفير تبع هذا السنتنس is in the past. So what do I do? Here it's a simple past passive voice. شو القاعدة تاعتها؟ الobject was aware زائد verb 3. هلا cities and towns plural we use were and then verb 3 from destroy, destroyed. Right now is a key word that we use it to talk about present continuous. Right now. Several types of animals and plants. What is the rule of present continuous passive? Is or are being plus verb 3. بما إنه الobject here animals and plants plural we use are, okay, and then being and then verb 3 from make which is made. So right now هذا key term for present continuous. Several types of animals and plants are being made. Number 3. Some experts think the weather by humans one day. One day is what? A future keyword for passive. Okay, this is a future passive. وبتتذكروا when we discussed future together, we said we may have verbs like think or perhaps or maybe or sure in order to use the future, right? So some experts think the weather will be controlled by humans one day. This is future. عندي one day وعندي think. فبالتالي what is the rule of future? Weather اللي هي الobject plus will plus be plus verb 3 will be controlled. Number 4. Between 10,000 and 100,000 people, between 10,000 and 100,000 people by an earthquake in Lisbon in 1755. هذا time is in the past. 1755, 1992, 1993. Okay. فبالتالي here أنا I'm going to use the past passive. Why? لأنه أعطوني time in the past, a year in the past. هلا this number is basically, or we have people actually, and people is what? Plural. We use were killed. Were killed. Some forest fires can. شايفين أعطاني المودل verb can, وإحنا قلنا بالfuture, this is future, you can use can, shall, should, may, might, will, بعدين be وبعدين verb 3. So some forest fires can be seen from space. Can be seen from space. يعني can, it's like will, for example, or shall or should, it's a modal verb. فبنطبق عليها قاعدة الfuture passive. 6. In the press, the strength of earthquakes using the Richter scale. هلا you know that if you want to measure the strength of earthquake بتستخدموا مقياس ريختر, right? This is in science, I think. So for Richter scale, مقياس ريختر, and you are talking about a fact. This is a fact. Okay. So in facts we are talking about simple present. So what is the rule of simple present in passive form? It's is or are plus verb 3. So in the press, the strength of earthquake is measured using scale. هلا هون why do we use is? Because we are talking about the strength, قوة. Number 7, in areas where earthquakes are common, houses and flats should in a special way so that they don't collapse easily. هلا هون should it's a modal verb. It's like can, may, will. Okay, as if you are talking about the future. بنطبق قاعدة future here. Should plus be plus verb 3. So should build بتصير should be built. Should be built in a special way. Number 8, when the tsunami hit Indonesia in 2004. 2004, this is a past year or a year in the past. شو بدنا نستخدم which tense? Yes, we need to use the past simple passive. People not warn of the possible danger. Not بتدخل على where فبتصير where not, and warned, verb 3 from warn, warned of the possible danger. People were not warned, لم يتم تحذيرهم of the possible danger. Okay, let's move to exercise 3 here. In exercise 3 بقول لك find the mistakes in these sentences and rewrite them correctly. Find the mistakes in the following sentences and rewrite them correctly. Okay. Number 1. Some areas of Africa have been affected by a terrible drought. Some areas of Africa have been affected by a terrible drought. هون بدنا نطبق قاعدة ال present perfect passive اللي هي have or has زائد been زائد verb 3. Where is the mistake? The mistake is being. You cross being and you add been instead of it. So some areas of Africa have been affected by a terrible drought. Number 2, 20 people were saved in the mountains by a specialist rescue team yesterday. Here they are giving you actually the time, which is yesterday. فبالتالي we need to follow the past simple passive rule, which is was or were plus verb 3. So 20 people, this is the object. Were and verb 3 from save is saved. You cross save and you add saved instead of it. Number 3, a huge landslide was hit a small town in Peru last week. Do you think that this is a passive sentence? No, it's not a passive sentence, it's an active sentence. A huge landslide is the subject. Okay, hit is the verb. A small town is basically the object. فبالتالي we don't have to use was, it's just an active sentence. A huge landslide hit a small town in Peru last week. It's an active sentence and it is in the simple past. Number 4, some people think that one day the earth will be destroyed of a big meteorite. No, will be destroyed by a big meteorite. So instead of add by. Number 5, our house was being damaged by torrential rain. Our house was being damaged by torrential rain. What should we do here? We just cross being. Our house was damaged by torrential rain. هاي simple past passive. Was or were plus verb 3 without been. قاعدة simple past passive was or were plus verb 3. Number 6. More hurricanes have predicted for this summer. More hurricanes have predicted for this summer. عندك have, فبالتالي after have I should have been and verb 3. This is present perfect passive. More hurricanes have been predicted. Here add been. 7. Have been any people injured in the fire? This is a question. And what is the structure of the question? Have plus subject plus been plus verb 3. So have any people been injured in the fire? You just put any people between have and been because this is a question. Number 8. In rescue situations, I think children must help first. This is what? It's a modal verb, and after modal verb I should have be and then verb 3. So in rescue situations, I think children must be helped first. Alright, grade 10. Allow me to thank Aya Jawabre for explaining the passive in the future form. She explained it in a very simple, neat and basic way. Her way of explaining is such a motivated way. I'm so proud of you, Aya. You are an excellent student. And I want to tell you that the future is between your hand, my dearest Aya. Thank you so much.